Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Today's pretty nice day. It started off cloudy and very foggy. It's turned out to be nice. Had a lot of nice sunshine and just a pretty day. There's still a lot of it's crazy the stuff that's going on. I mean, I'm not doing it, but I suspect if someone wanted to just sit right now during the day at least and just like constantly refresh your screen on your phone when it comes to news or stuff being talked about, it'd just be moment by moment. I mean, there's a lot happening. Some of it looks good, and it may end up being good. I don't know. I mean, it looks like that the United States is in kind of a radical turn. I don't know. I mean, I know that Trump promised a lot of peacemaking deals, but it's just like in the last couple of days, it seems like all of a sudden we're jumping in bed with a lot of countries in the Middle East. You know, he's been talking very favorably in the last 24 hours about Iran, how we're going to work together, and he's confident he can make this deal, and Iran's going to get rich, and he's going to go meet with the new Syrian president, and they're going to be rich. And I mean, it was just not that many days ago that he was talking about completely destroying Iran, whether militarily or economically. It's been a strange changing of events. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to focus on that today. I know you've been hearing, some of you enjoy the content, and there's been a lot of haters, and I don't want to focus on that today. Because it's crazy. Israel says that they're getting ready to go into an all-out war against Gaza. Ground troops are preparing. Benjamin Netanyahu today made a speech in front of the troops wearing like a uniform kind of thing. It looks like it's on, and they're doing that in what seems to be complete opposition of the rest of the world. Like at least no one is coming out publicly and speaking that they support necessarily. No nation supporting what they're doing. So the more Israel gets isolated, I understand some of you may think politically that's a good thing, and it could be. But biblically, that's a little scary. I mean, not scary, but it's different. We've never seen that. The world has never seen Israel isolated like that. And so there's a lot of strange things going on. You know, this whole thing between Russia and Ukraine, it's actually heating up. But anyways, I really wanted to take a little different turn today and focus on, yes, all this stuff's bad. The stuff that I've been telling you about, the craziness, the new world order, right? And we don't know where it's going to end up. And I've said this since the beginning of all of this crazy change, is that even if the final outcome of all of this turns out to be a good thing, the time that we have to travel from here to there is going to be crazy. Even Donald Trump has said this. The president has even said that we're going to go through this transitory period of, disruption and stuff. So even if all of this stuff is not evil, it's not bad, it doesn't end us up into some kind of dystopian new world order beast system, even if we're completely wrong about that, just the getting there is going to be a rough ride. And so, I mean, what do? Well, we do the things that you've been watching this channel and many others. They've been telling you for a long time. I've been making these videos it's actually getting kind of close to 10 years now. I can't believe that. I think it's like 8 years or something. And one of the big things that I know I'm a broken record, but I want to focus on is that we need each other. We need each other. And that is so difficult. It's not just difficult to find those each others. It's difficult to trust and to have that relationship and to find people that's actually trustworthy. I'm a firm believer that in today's modern world, most human beings, good, bad, Christians, not, believers, atheists, pagan, I don't care. None of that is ever proven to be any different. When it comes to people have lost their ability in general to have that kind of community relationship because we've not had it for so many generations. And so the average person doesn't know how to behave, doesn't know how to act, doesn't know how to build that. It's natural for a human being to be selfish. It's natural for us to do things that improve ourselves or make ourselves better or wealthier or safer or whatever. It's a little bit more difficult for us to do those things for others in our group. It's a little bit more difficult to make a sacrifice of ourselves for others. That's something we have to work on, okay? And because we haven't worked on it in a long time, it's become difficult. And so I get it. I know. I probably know better than most anyone watching because I've been trying to do this for years with some successes. A lot, but some failures too. That it's difficult. It's difficult to find people that are really into it. That they're serious about coalitions and community. They're serious about making certain sacrifices when it's necessary for the betterment of the community. They're serious about trusting and loyalty, not to a particular person. I'm not talking like a cult, but loyalty to a cause, loyalty to the community. It's difficult. They exist, but it's difficult. And I understand. But I'm telling you, the things that are happening, having that community, having that connection with each other where you can depend on each other, where you're helping each other, is going to be more important than ever before. I know that Hollywood portrays the apocalypse as this, lone wolf out there walking this journey across the United States. It looks like a desert because there's been a nuclear holocaust, right? Let's paint the picture. We've all seen the movies. It's a nuclear holocaust. Trees are all dead. Animals are dead. If you find some kind of animal-like creature, everyone just pounces on it and eats it because food is dried up. And then everyone hates everyone. You can't trust anyone. They're all out to steal from you. They're all out to eat you. It's horrible. And only the strongest survive on their own. And if you have anyone with you, if you pick up and you are sympathetic to some kid or some woman or some old person along the way, it brings you down, and the chances are you're going to die too now. That is the depiction in general that's portrayed by Hollywood. And I think it's being done for a purpose. It's to try to convey this message, to kind of brainwash you, that you can't trust other people, that when it comes to bad stuff, don't rely on others because it's going to be so bad that they're all going to turn on you. And I think people have just been conditioned by that. While it is within the realm of possibility that scenario that I just told you could happen, I don't think it is a likely one. I don't think it's likely. And I think that we need others. And that we need to search and to find, if you are, whatever you're doing in your preparedness that you are passionate about, whatever it is that you're putting a lot of focus on, maybe it's tactical combat defense training, and you're spending a lot of time and money and stuff doing that. Maybe it's learning to can, and you're really focusing on that. Maybe it's growing a garden or raising sheep or building an off-grid solar-powered collection system with solar panels and all. Whatever it is that you're basically obsessing about, trying to perfect, trying to do good, you need to take that same level of energy and motivation and enthusiasm and put it into trying to find others. It's hard. And I understand in some places in this country, it's much harder than other places. This is why I always advocate of getting out of the cities, getting out of the suburban areas, and finding rural, traditional, kind of, conservative, areas to move to, because you're more likely to find that kind of people. You're more likely to find it. And so that's why I encourage that. But you have to be finding people as much as you can. I'm not saying that when you find these people, that you just immediately trust them and you bring them into your circle. And you may not ever bring them fully into a circle. In fact, for me, it takes years of knowing someone, trusting them, going through things together before I really, really trust them as kind of my inner circle. And that's just me. And I think it's a good, safe place to be. Some of you, I'm not telling you to be like me. I'm just telling you, it's remember that movie Shrek? You're like onions. Onions have layers. Onions have layers, donkey. It's kind of the same thing. There's layers. Layers to the trust that you have in people. Layers to how close you let them get to you. There's layers. You have to try. You have to allow at least a little bit of vulnerability while still keeping your guard. When you're testing the waters, when you're trying to see if someone is trustworthy, when you're trying to build a relationship. But in the end, you really need to do it. Because I firmly believe the direction that we are headed as a species, not just as Americans, as the whole planet. You know, a lot of times as Americans, we're so centrist in thinking that the world revolves around America, right? That America is the center of the solar system, of the universe. And all the scriptures and Bible and the whole stories and stuff, it's all centered around us. It's the whole world. It's the human species, folks. It's all going to go through bad times. And I firmly believe, looking at how things are going, having small groups of people that you know and you trust, hopefully on at least a decent level, that you're working together to kind of live outside of this system that's being developed, will do far greater than if you're just living on your own. I understand that lone wolfing it can work, but it's only going to work for a few people. You have to really be top notch. I mean, you got to sleep sometimes. You're going to get injured, probably going to get sick occasionally. If you're married and you have children, you can forget about lone wolfing. How are you going to protect them? Because you can't do it all the time and hunt and cook and clean and raise gardens and defend it. You can't do everything. And even if you're doing it with your spouse, even the two of you can't do it all the time. So if you were a single guy, highly trained, good health, could you? Maybe. Other than that, it's unlikely. That's why we need others. We were created to have others. One of the earliest scriptures in the Bible is God saying that it's not good for man to be alone, and that's why he created woman. He created us to be a tribal people. In fact, the tribes of Israel, the Hebrew children, Father created that system. He created that system so that people would live amongst others like them. So we should strive for that. I understand that not everyone's going to find it. Not everyone's going to make it work. But with the problems that are happening now, the direction that we're most likely headed, you're going to need it. You're not going to be able to depend on other people outside of that circle. You're not going to be able to depend on the government. And it's not even that the government may come round you up and kick in your doors and send you off to some camp. That may happen. But even if it doesn't, the likelihood that the government is always going to just be there for you, right, to help you out. I mean, they're not there now for most people. They're certainly not going to be as things change. You need to stop depending on other people or thinking that that's a safety net. That's another problem as modern Americans. We're so used to safety nets that there's always something or someone there to catch us. And there may not be in the future. That's why having that little circle of your little community, your friends, That's why that's important too, because that will be your only safety net. And you need to start putting a lot of effort into it. It is important. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to give to get. I mean, you can't go into it and say, this is absolute, this is what's going to happen, and I'm not backing down. Yes, there are certain red lines that we all have that we won't cross. But you also have to be willing to compromise with people, willing to give as much as you take. And we need to do that, because all of this stuff that's happening, it could end up being a good thing. I don't think it's all going to be a good thing. But even if it is, it's still, we've got a rough road ahead of us. And I think what some people would call it being ended up being good, it's going to be bad. It's going to look good. It's going to be a nice little bow wrapped up. It's peace. Yes, it's peace. It's false peace. Oh, it's you know, food, and it's security, and it's all false. The scriptures tell us that. And so doing your best, putting a lot of effort and energy into building something, some kind of little group, little mag, little tribe, whatever you want to call it. Just your close friends that meet regularly, talk, have coffee together. It's important, and you need to be doing that. Get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.